Look, guys, I need to show you this deck. It is kind of stupid, and I just want you to watch this little intro clip because it can show you that even like on the best map, this deck is really dumb. And I'm not even sure it's good. It's just dumb and fun, and that's the most important part. We're going to learn how to play it, we're going to go through some games, and hopefully you guys can run away and have a new fun deck to play with in Warcraft Rumble, and enjoy the meta of destroying towers to win games. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. I want to show you today a deck that is kind of cheesy, kind of insane, and it really only works for one reason, and that reason is the current PvP modifier, collateral damage. What collateral damage does is that when you take a turret, it deals 20% damage to the enemy base, which is kind of insane, especially because there are a lot of maps where there's quite a few turrets, like Gadget. It is absolutely nutty. I've just rolled over into the next day, which is why I've had the Arclight Surge. I've also got hiccups in the middle of the video. So, what is this deck? What does it revolve around? What the hell am I doing with it? Well, it is very simple. It's a turret-taking deck. We're primarily using a variety of things to take towers in several different threat modes. So that is ridiculous. What did I say several different threat modes for? That's not even a thing. Basically threatening several different areas of the map at once. Obviously, we have the Sappers plus Smoke Bomb combo, which you guys may have seen before. If you haven't, rocket-powered turbo boots, and also Through the Shadows. That is a little combo that you can pull off for 3 gold. Very easily counterable. The enemy can counter it with Safe Pilot. They can counter it with Blizzard, with Chain Lightning. The worst counter is Chain Lightning, because if you end up using Smoke Bomb, that ends up being a 1 gold disadvantage. So a good enemy will hold on to their Chain Lightning before they use it. Everything else is like even or a bad trade for them. They might just only have Safe Pilot as a response, right? So you should always hold your Smoke Bomb for as long as physically possible. The other combo is literally just Exhume Skeletons plus Execute Bloodlust. So that is just another combo that can threaten towers really easily. You can obviously use the Quill Bore if you want to beforehand, but it's not absolutely necessary. Usually just these two is enough. Then we also have just Coming in Hot and Safe Pilot. There's a lot of discussion about which Baron talent is the best right now. I still prefer Chill in the Grave, even though it's been nerfed into the ground consistently. Skeleton Mages are just really useful. They're just very, very, very useful. I know that Death Pact is very strong, but Skeleton and Graves, Chill in the Grave is just really nice. There is also Skeletal Frenzy, which I think actually has a place if you could run, like let's say you run a Baron at a tower and then you spawn Exhume behind the tower. That works as a really nice little combo too. Plenty of things to test out. In terms of things that you can shift around with this deck, really it's just the spell slot. The spell slot, if you lose Execute, your skeletons are not going to be as good by themselves. So maybe you run the Bloodthirst talent or the Bloodlust talent on the Baron in that case. But this can be swapped out to Blizzard. It can be swapped out to Arcane Blast or Chain Lightning or even Deep Breath. But honestly, I've been running either Deep Breath, Chain Lightning, or Blizzard. Blizzard versus lots of old Merc Eyes, Chain Lightning if you're going up against more Sappers, and then just Deep Breath for a bit more general defense. It just depends on what you're playing on the ladder. And so you can kind of make that cool. So there's lots of things that you can do to experiment with this deck. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through some games with you just to show you how absolutely insane it is. Alright, so we're going to start off. We played a lot of high-level players with this deck, so it is actually pretty good. I do want to make this clear. These guys kind of got caught off guard, and that's one of the things that you do need to remember about this deck. It's a bit cheesy. If you start playing the same person over and over again, you're very likely going to be in a situation where, they know what's going to happen and they're prepared for it. So this time around, we're going to go for just a random Skeletons. I was thinking about dropping something else, but I really wanted to bait out using the Skeletons. And now so ideally what I wanted to do with the Skeletons is bait out the Safe Pilot. It didn't happen. I did use Smoke Bomb, which does mean that it was an even trade overall. If I didn't use Smoke Bomb, it would have been a positive gold trade in my favor. I just kind of messed that up. I remember this game. I played terribly. So yeah. You're going to watch me playing absolutely garbage in this game. We'll see how we get away with it. Like here. Oh no, I didn't even catch the most important thing here. But I did stop him from mining gold, but didn't even catch the most important thing here, which was obviously the well pegs. They're not going to do too much damage to the base, but it's just worth noting. So, just saw him drop a level 11 Huntress, which is something that I've been seeing a little bit with Thaurissan. Like, Huntress plus Thaurissan is very good. So he dropped a level 11 Huntress. That's my queue. he's just spent 5 gold to go for another round on the turret. And this is me using Blizzard in this deck. And also, this is what I mean about splitting pressure. I've got my skeletons on one turret, and I'm going to start sending these guys just towards the base to deal damage. He's now really got to make a decision about which one he wants to lose. Now, as you can see here, I decided to hit level 11 Huntress. I'm gonna let that take the tower damage. I'm gonna try and make sure that everything else gets away with it. I think we're a little bit behind here. We didn't quite get the side tower, but he's not protecting it and not healing it, not healing it. So he's going to drop another set of skeletons, hoping to get the job done. And again, he's just used Safe Pilot. So having just used Safe Pilot, that's a great opportunity for me, knowing that he's not running Chain Lightning, because I've kind of seen most of his deck here, not running anything to block the sappers. So we just go straight for the base in that situation. And then we've got another opportunity here. He's going to drop Thaurissan, and also obviously has got his Huntress coming in again. We're going to go straight for the base. So that's what we're going to do in this situation. Just going to go straight for the base. We're going to drop another set of Goblin Sappers here. And he has to have Safe Pilot, which is just a little bit too late. So we end up getting the win. Would have lost in just a moment's time, but that's kind of the point in this deck. You just have to go hard really, really fast. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, we are versus I think this is one second. That was the wrong game. I disconnected in that game, so there wasn't really much to show you. Right, in this situation, so something you can do, and I'm making a mistake here. I'm preaching what I shouldn't do. There is no reason for me to use Smoke Bomb just yet. I also can see that he's not running Skeleton Mages, so we have a bit more time to work with. But if you have this combo in the opening hand, it's good to use it to see what your opponent's got in response. So he's dropped Dark Eye Miner. I'm going to use my Smoke Bomb, which ends up forcing out a Huntress. So what have I seen from this guy? We've seen a Kobold, obviously. We've seen his Dark Eye Miner, and we've now seen a Huntress. So not got much of a reveal on the deck just yet, but we've dealt a bit of damage to the tower, and that's a good start and a good place to be in. We do not mind if he retakes the tower. Why do we not mind? We were the first one to take the tower, so the tempo is with us. So if we can retake that tower again, we're the ones dealing damage. If you're the first person to take a tower on this modifier map, you're in a better spot. Just simply because you're the one that sets the tempo. So if you're taking, then they're retaking. You're taking, then they're retaking. You're going to end up winning. It's just how it is. So he tries to go for my side tower here. Doesn't get away with it because Quillbore is a great response. And we are going to do exactly the same thing. We are going to execute skeletons straight away here. We are taking a boatload. So this is where I was like, I don't know if I can actually defend versus this Huntress. And so we just go for the base rush. But actually, this was a massive error. And we shouldn't have done, because the Huntress dealt an unbelievable amount of damage to my base. And as you can see here, I let a Huntress kill my entire base. That's insane. So yeah, so I wanted to show you that one. That was a loss, just a bad. And this is one of the things that happens in this deck. It's very kind of like micro and decision heavy. So if you make a wrong decision, like me just ignoring a Huntress, that was such a terrible decision, and I paid for it. Didn't really have a great response. You really only have Baron as a response to Huntress, because we're not running Griffin Rider, we're not running Prowler, etc. Probably some modifications you could make if you go into Huntress. You could play some Prowlers, etc. Right, we're going to go to the next one. So give me a second. Right, here we go. Versus a level 10 Grommash. Getting a lot of Arathi Basin, by the way. I'm going to try and show you some of the other maps that we have to play as well. So, pretty classic response to Dark Iron Miner is going to be a Bristleback with Quillbore. He's going to drop a Quillbore Bristleback straight away, which, I don't know, it's debatable whether that's worth it or not. I feel like you could have used that in a better situation. We're going to drop Baron here. And then we're going to go for a little cheeky play where we're kind of doing a two-pronged assault on his base. Either he uses a Safe Pilot to stop my skeletons, or he uses a Safe Pilot to stop my, or something to stop my sappers. He ended up using a Chain Lightning to stop my sappers, but I also defended my side tower, which is great. So we're not that bothered. We're going to drop another set of Exhumed Skeletons right on top of this Quillbore. Now, he does have Bristleback, so that is unfortunately going to mean that I think most of my Skeletons end up killing themselves. But that's okay. They dealt a sizable amount of damage. And also, whilst that's taking place, we're just going to drop a couple of Sappers. He was a little bit late to using the Safe Pilot. I'm actually going to ignore that push. That was obviously a great opportunity for a Safe Pilot, but I'm not that bothered about what's going on with my Kobold. What I'm actually really bothered about is just getting more damage done to the base. So I execute down that side tower to deal the damage to the base, and we are massively ahead of the game here. So we're going to go for some slow tempo mining. He has just retaken that tower. He gets out. We actually use a really stupid smoke bomb after he chain lightning us, but we're going to go again for another set of skeletons. He's going to drop everything on top of the defending that side tower, I think, because he knows it's in a situation where if he didn't, he would be in a rough spot. And we're going to go straight into another sapper combo here. He doesn't have chain lightning on rotation, so we just jump straight into the base, and that is a nice, easy win. Right, next one that you saw in the intro. I've got some more games to show you as well. This is so insane about this deck. We are really not analyzing a huge amount. So on this level, this is the perfect level for this deck, because there is a tower right in front of you here and a tower right in front of you here. You can do two-pronged assault using the stuff in your deck, and we are straight into it. We're not even gonna wait. Straight to that tower. Didn't even really need to use smoke bomb, but I just did. He messes up the chain lightning. Like, I think he felt like he was too slow to the chain lightning. But chain lightning is instant. Use it on top of the target every time. Don't try and predict with chain lightning. It's not a safe pilot. You just do it on top of them. So he tried to predict the jump from my guys, which is, he got a little bit too tricky with it. Here, now, not ideal. I actually should have really probably placed Quillbore before I placed my safe pilot, but it doesn't matter too much. Something else that's worth noting is that Bristleback Quillbore is very good versus Sneed. Why is that? Sneed kills himself on Bristleback, because Sneed does lots of little auto attacks with his saw. So every single little auto attack deals damage back to Sneed, which is why he ends up taking so much damage. Now, a retake on this, perfect for us. We don't care. We're going to jump sappers straight into it. We didn't even need to use smoke bomb there. There was absolutely no real reason to. In this situation now, we are just probably going to look to try and cycle out for execute. There isn't really anything else that we need to do. And as you can see, I'm going to drop skeletons on this tower, just trying to just sort of pressure him a little bit. But obviously, we're just going to go in straight and execute the base. End up getting the win very nicely. Let's have a look at some more games. So another Gadget Zone map versus the same guy. This is actually something that I played earlier in the night. Now, he actually goblin sappers me straight away here. So I end up, I think he actually, one of them gets taken out by my skeleton mage, which is fantastic. We're going for a little bit of a side tower push. This is when I was running the blizzard rather than running the execute. And again, just showing the different types of things you can run. So we take out that side tower. We don't use smoke bomb here because there isn't any real need to, but we do drop down a Quillbore behind our Sneed just to try and take that Sneed down and make it very easy. Now, he does retake the tower, but again, we have the tower advantage at this point, so it's on him to out pressure us, and he's not really doing that right now. We're going to get another retake here. We're going to drop another set of sappers, and the game's over already. Absolutely crazy how quickly you can win on this map. Next game. This is another one. This is another guy from my guild called Bases. Really, really good player. And just shows you can really take this deck and win against people who are very, very, very good at the game. Mostly if you catch them unawares. And like I said, if I played Bases again, he'd probably be a little bit more wise to the Goblin Sappers. Now I'm just waiting here. I'm going to try and let my Skeleton Mages help out my my Baron. Not going to happen too much, but I don't really want to drop my Sappers without having seen what this guy's throwing down. He's obviously just thrown down a safe pilot, so that makes my sappers a little safer. Unfortunately, my sappers are level 8 versus the level 10 towers, so I have to drop something else just to take them down. But that's not the end of the world, realistically. Could have been in a much worse situation. He's also just spent a load on another Rend, so that means that he hasn't got a huge amount to respond to this side tower with. Now, I'm going to drop a and try and pull that Rend away. We're going to take out his Drake, which is great. You can see here that we actually do end up getting away with getting this tower, which is fantastic. And now we can just start throwing Goblin Sappers at the base. And we're in a pretty good spot. I mean, obviously, one of the things we do have to be a little careful about is that Baron himself, Rend himself, he can be really difficult and deal a huge amount of damage to the base. Now, this is just some small misplays. I think Basis was just like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I have absolutely no idea what this guy's running. He did end up taking my side tower, which has put me in a bit of a precarious spot. But the lucky thing that we have with this is that there isn't really a huge amount that he can send at me from the side tower that's going to suddenly threaten my base instantly. So whilst I've seen a Rend retake the tower over there, we're going to retake the tower over here with our Baron, and then it's just a simple case of essentially racing him. We have Blizzard coming up. We're going to Blizzard the base straight away. You can see down the bottom here, he just executed me and we won by the absolute sliver of our teeth. Really could have gone either way there, but just shows you that this deck can work versus high-level players, and it is really, really fun to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a really quick stop tour to playing this deck. Attack from as many sides as you can. Don't be afraid to just throw your sappers out there. You don't have to wait for the perfect opportunity, and just take towers and take them quickly.